Hey people, I just wanted to tell you that today I don't know if it was the stress and everything that was with all this stuff that's been happening. I can't sit here and tell you that it's not affecting me, and I'd be a liar to tell you that the whole ordeal of what's been happening in my life is not mentally affecting me. I'd be a liar, So today I did seek to go talk to a counselor or something like that because I probably have like 50 years of buildup of never really expressing myself. And there's some inner wounds that I have to deal with. Sometimes, even though I pray as much as I possibly can, there's just sometimes that I probably need to talk to maybe somebody who can probably, what's the word for it? Like, not trigger them to come out the emotions that are probably really still bottled inside, probably still from a young age or teenage years or the trust issues and emotional, because I want to be a better version of myself and I want to be better for the person that comes into my life. I don't want to be somebody bitter and angry and take out. We never want to bring our baggage or our problems that we have with somebody else into a new relationship. It's just not fair and it's just not right. I hate when people used to do that to me all the time. It would reflect on me. I don't want to reflect that on anybody because it's not fair. You know what I mean? And just because these bad uh, situations that I allowed to happen in my life doesn't mean that every single person out there is going to treat me like that, or every man is that way, or and stuff like that. And not that I don't think like that. I love men. I don't think that every man's like that. I just have had my guard up so much, so hard lately that I never I didn't want to let my guard down, and probably I myself am probably pushing people away from getting closer to me. I I've always been that way. I've always been like the type that I wouldn't say the runner, but I I'm good in relationships and I'm there with people when I'm in a relationship with them, but I also don't tolerate a lot of stress and I don't tolerate people telling me what to do or yelling or any kind of thing that's going to cause any PTSD. So I tend to leave. When I say leave, I say take off for an hour to calm down or to get out of that funk, or that anger issues and stuff like that. But I noticed that lately I've been lashing out at people at the shelter because of the fact that there's more. I guess it's probably due to my PTSD, and I'm not making an excuse for it. I'm aware of my behavior. I'm aware that I'm getting agitated and irritated. I don't know if it's from being sober, menopause, uh, the dramatic experiences that I've encountered, and so I haven't been the most approachable person to people, and I know. And what's crazy is that in the past, I was the easiest person you could approach. I was very friendly. I never really had my guard. I had my guard up always, but not the way that I have it now. I always very friendly, always approachable in the past, and that's who I want to be again. I want to be able to not so much be that gullible or naive, but enough to be relaxed to where I feel relaxed enough to where if somebody approaches me, I'm not going to be all tensed up and pissed off because they're invading my space or because I'm doing something at the moment. I'm studying, I'm reading, I'm doing something, and I don't want to lose my attention on what I'm doing at the moment. And so that's a selfish act on my part. When people try to approach me and I'm like really in the middle of something, I'm like, not right now. But I'm going to try to be better at accepting uh, people again because of the fact that I close myself off and it's not fair. And so I see it. I see that I don't like this attitude that I have lately, and the if I don't correct it now, I'm going to stay stuck in this unapproachable attitude and negative to where I'm not going to grow. And therefore, I can't stay like that. It's not fair. It's not nice. It's not right. And even if I don't really, even if the person does Even if the person has bad intentions, I'll know anyways. You know what I mean? But I can't live my life thinking that everybody's going to attack me either. That everybody's out to get me, or be paranoid about everybody wanting to hurt me or to do something to me, because I've lived like that for over 5 years, and so I've got to break that habit. It's like something that I got to do now. Now that I see, now that I'm out of these situations and these relationships, and now that I've um, seen clarity and stuff like that, and trying to be motivated and going in the positive direction, I see where my lack of courtesy, and it's not that I don't appreciate people. I appreciate people all the time. It's just certain people, I don't know if it's their energy, maybe at the time I'm just more agitated. And I think I was telling my PO today, because I had to go see my PO officer. I told her that I'm lashing out a little bit more, and I feel like I'm very agitated and irritable. And she asked me if that is probably due to my PTSD, and that it's not bad to go talk to somebody about my issues. And then when I went, they told me that it probably also menopause. And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess I never thought about that. And then they told me that, oh, they're going to give me a little bit of prescription pills. And I told them I'm only going to be on them temporarily, because I do believe in trying to correct things, but I don't believe in the long term of taking prescription drugs, because I know they affect your organs. And so I'm not going to set myself up for that, because I believe that it's a mindset, and it's a developmental cycle that we put ourselves into, where you get used to being that behavior, like a bad, you pick up a behavior, and you don't change it. And over the years, you just stay with it. And it's just like a train. How do I say? It's just a bad habit you pick up, and it's a cycle. And now all these years that or these 5 years that I've been agitated and irritable, and at one time lived fear for my life, I'm safe now, and I'm reflecting on everything, and all this stuff is starting to bottle. It's starting to like when you open up a bottle of soda that's been shooken. Now that I'm finally settling, you know, comfortable and relaxed, here comes the emotions I that come with living this kind of crazy life. Here comes the side effects. I mean, it's impossible to say I'm going to go through all this crazy shit that I went through and not think that I wasn't going to have any mental side effects to everything that I was experiencing. I mean, it was it's been very traumatic for me, and I don't want pity, sympathy, or nothing like that. I'm just reflecting on myself, realizing that all that shit that I went through, even if it was 5 years, even from my childhood, the stuff that happened to me as an adult a few years back accumulated and escalated my behavior to be like 10 times more than it was before this 5 year relationship that I was in. You understand what I'm saying? Or all the stuff that happened with my family. It's like it like intensified like my behavior and my mental thoughts, my anxiety, depression a little bit. I mean, because I'm still trying. It's like a whirlwind to me right now. I feel like I just got like a tornado, like something just came, swept me up, and all this stuff's happening so fast and so much at me that I haven't really had the time to really reflect and look back. I think that's why when I sit and I talk to you guys, it's my therapy, and I end up crying, having these outbursts of tears, because I'm healing as I'm speaking to you. But at the time, living that kind of lifestyle, and whatever situation I was in, I had to be tough. I had to hide my feelings. I couldn't show them as much. I had to keep them in, because I don't want people to see me as weak or take advantage of me or do more things to me, or like I had to be always like my guard up, tough, and ready to fight. So now that I can actually relax, I'm seeing myself now, and I want to be gentle. I want to be, well, I am feminine, but I don't want to be so rough when it comes to like life, and thinking that I got to fight everybody and I got to defend myself with everybody, and I got to be like on that fight mode. It's just not right, and it's not fair. Not everybody, there is people that I have to be like that. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. There is people in the world that That person will have to come out every once in a while, but it does that part of myself, the survival mode or the survival tactics or whatever guard or wall that I had for all these years, for these 5 years, it's time for me to let it down, and it's time for me to heal from that and not be afraid to let people into my life, and to be able to trust people. Even though my family betrayed me, the people you trust the most doesn't mean that everybody's going to do that to me. And so after I went and spoke to, just by talking to like my PO officers, because I have no friends. Okay, let's just be honest. I really don't try to. I dealt with things for so long, and I pray on things, and I talk to God. So, but I haven't really talked out loud. Only when I do these videos about, and then I hear myself, and I hear about what I went through and or what happened, and then I'm like, wow, And then all of a sudden, these emotions are popping up. These emotions that come along with that stress, the anxiety, and well, I'm dealing with those too, and it's like it's just my life in the last 5 years has been so whacked out that I'm lucky that I'm even at this peace, and that I'm not really crazy and in a mental place. So I went. I talked to some people, and they told me they don't think I'm bipolar, which is a good thing. And they told me that they probably think that I'm suffering a little bit of depression, and mainly because of sobering up from drugs, from always being high. Like my mental state always up there here and not being on anything. It's just like leveling out like this. It's just like depressed. It's so down. I'm so used to being like up here all the time that now it's like sober wise and all that. It's just like at a level, and it's like and I'm so used to being mentally at a certain level of my drug that the low part sucks. I like being sober, but the low part, I didn't realize. It's like a lot of things are happening. It's like a lot of things are clearing up for me. A lot of things I'm detoxing. There's a lot of things that are detoxing mentally, spiritually. And I'm realizing, I'm like looking back to everything, and I'm evaluating why my personality is a certain way sometimes, and why I get angry, and why this and this and that. And so I don't need to always lash out at people. I don't need to always feel the urge or to be in defense mode to defend myself 24/7, because in reality people are going to say whatever they want. They're going to think whatever they want. Who cares, really? In reality, I don't care. They're not paying my bills. They're not supporting me. They are not my parents. I mean, I really, in reality, don't care what people say. I care how I am and how I react to certain things. It's not about what people do. It's how I handle things and what I do in those situations. I always want to be the better person and the better version of myself. And so here, if I've lashed out at people in their comments in their YouTube, well, I'm working on a lot of things about myself. I don't expect to be best friends with people. I don't expect, and if it happens, it happens. It's a good thing. People are out doing what they have to do to survive, to work, to do their love their gifts on tarot reading. They all enjoy what they do. There's nothing wrong with that. I myself look at it for more in a crime scene frame, I guess. Maybe I do see it more. Maybe I am more like a crime scene person that would be better at investigating and figuring out. I love figuring out things like that, like puzzles and anything that is like strategy and analyzing stuff like that, and watching people's behaviors and how they talk and how they act. I can pretty much cipher or filter the truth from the lies. That's what I'm pretty good at. So I'm not trying to sell myself either. I don't know how I got all side thing. But anyways, I decided to take a few days off of the shelter with my paycheck. So I'm staying at a hotel that has a swimming pool, and I'm really chilling and relaxing, and bought a few things, tried out this little hat. I even dyed my hair darker. I got tired of that red hair. It wasn't doing much for me. Even though I was born naturally a dark auburn, I changed it up, man, because I just get bored with myself. And so anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys that I've been a little harsh with certain people, but anyways, it is what it is. I mean, when people know how to forgive and know how to not take people so serious in the world, we'd all probably get along much better, you know. And that's it, though. I just wanted to tell you that, and have a good weekend. I know I'm gonna have the next few days away from the shelter. The shelter too is getting on my nerves. People there, it's too many energies, too many people. um, Man, they have like 100 bunk beds, and we're like right next, bunk beds right next to each other. I don't mind it, girl time, whatever, but they snore. I'm not trying to whine. It's just too many people throwing at me at a too quickly, that it's like I'm reflecting on everything, and I'm realizing that I had issues, like there's things that I need to work on, and that these things shouldn't bother me because other people don't get agitated or irritated by things that I do. So therefore, I looked into it, started thinking about it. I'm like, well, then it's me, and maybe I need to work on myself on certain things like that. And I'm constantly growing, constantly evaluating myself. Sometimes I'm like hard on myself. I mean, but who isn't? Okay. But I might start some. I'm just trying to let you know that it's okay to get help, and I am going to be receiving some therapy and some medication for a short period of time, and until I level out. I shouldn't be on it more than a year. I hope it's more like just to get the cycle of just so that I wouldn't feel so down all the time. You know what I mean? Just like so. It's not that I feel down all the time. It's like people's problems and the situations and being. I mean, I see the light of this out at the end of the tunnel or out of the darkness. I see the light. Sometimes it's frustrating, hard to tell people that are going through the darkness that don't worry, you're going to get out of the light. It's hard, I try telling people in the shelter, but it's not always my responsibility. And sometimes I take on, since I'm an empath or whatever, I feel like I want to help people too much, and I overextend my emotions, and it wears me down a little bit. It makes me sad. I pick up everybody's sadness, and I think that's what I'm picking up at the shelter is like everybody's emotions. I feel everybody's emotions, and after a while, I just can't take it. After a while, I have to it's too much, and it's too negative, or it's too low, or it's too whatever. And so I decided to take a few days off. I might even take a week off. I don't know. I'm gonna see how much money I have left. I might just stay here for a whole week because it's nice to stay in a hotel and be by myself. And that's what I was telling the doctor too, that I've learned to like to be alone, and I don't want to be that much alone. I still want to be able to. I don't want to be some weirdo that can't even socialize in public with people, or to the point where people think I'm weird. You know what I mean? Or I'm uncomfortable around people. I never want to be like that because I'm very sociable. I don't want to lose those social skills, and I don't want to isolate myself completely from people. I still, I still need to be in society and still deal with things and stuff like that. But I just want to tell you that even I'm going to go seek help, a little therapy just to help me during this time of my family is affecting me. And I'm not going to lie. There is sorrow there. Even though I've forgiven them and stuff like that, it's very painful because when you love people and stuff like that, even though they betray you and they've done all this stuff, I mean, this horrific things that they tried to do, at the end of the day, I still have love. And so there's confusion there. And so I just need to go talk to somebody about it because part of me feels guilty because I'm going to walk away completely. And there's just a lot of emotions going on, and I need other perspectives, And not that I don't trust my own and I don't trust God's. I'm that type of person that likes to hear more than one opinion, and not somebody that agrees with me 100 all the time 100%, because then I feel like that person's not being truthful. I like to hear different perspectives, different ideas, and then I go from there, and then I think about it, and then I talk to God about it, and then we both, God and I, it lets me go out. God lets me go out in there and figure it out first for a little bit. I ask him first, but then I go out and try to figure it out, and then I come back to him because we all have that freedom to choose or to do what we're gonna do, right? Anyways, enough of that. But I just told you I'm gonna start seeking a little bit of therapy just to get out of this little funk that the shelter and the negative things that are going on in my life. I need a little therapy and I need to release this stuff out that's inside of me that's just staying there, and I don't have anybody to talk to. And I talk to God and I pray all the time, but I honestly need to express it more. So anyways, have a great weekend. I love my hat. I went out shopping a little bit. This is at the secondhand store, no big deal. But y'all have a good day.